Alright, today I'm going to be discussing why the University of Utah is better than Brigham Young University. With it being rivalry week, I first wanted to discuss some statistics in the football program. The BYU and Utah rivalry has been going on for over 100 years. Back before it was called BYU, it was Brigham Young Academy. Now, since it became BYU is when they started recording the different statistics of wins and losses. Since it became BYU, Utah is winning the series 53-34. Also, when you look at undefeated seasons, which usually mean the most, Utah has gone undefeated 8 times, whereas BYU has gone undefeated 1 time. In the postseason, looking at this, the postseason is where it's a bowl game. If you don't know what that means, it's the postseason. After regular season, you play usually against nationally ranked teams. In this, University of Utah has only lost to 3 opponents, whereas BYU has lost to 17 opponents. Now, one thing to look at if you were a player in high school, maybe considering the University of Utah or BYU, one thing to look at would be that 23 of Utah's players have currently gone to the NFL, whereas for BYU there's only 15 players currently. Now, the next topic I wanted to go over looking at this is national rankings of the different programs of study for each school. The first one being the medical program at the University of Utah, whereas they have their own hospital, I naturally assumed that they would be higher ranking. What I found out was in this research department for medical, they're ranked 38th in the nation, and for primary care, which is, the more urgent care type of things, they're ranked 48th. When I looked up BYU, they weren't ranked at all, which was quite surprising. The next one would be the mathematics program. When you look at mathematics, the University of Utah is ranked 30. Once again, when I looked up BYU, they were not ranked. Now, the last ranking I was able to look up would be for computer science. I actually ran across this ranking accidentally looking for just a regular science program, but I figured I would go with it since I couldn't find the science. The University of Utah is ranked 39th, whereas Brigham Young is only ranked 91. Now, the last topic I wanted to cover when looking at why the University of Utah would be a better choice than the Brigham Young University would be tuition. Now, the University of Utah is $6,200 per semester to attend there, whereas BYU is only $4,000. Yeah, no, I'm just proving my point. But looking at it closely, you look at, and it says BYU you can only live in university-approved housing. What that means is, whereas at the U, you could go and find a cheap apartment, maybe a basement apartment to live in, you wouldn't be able to do that at BYU. You would have to live in their apartments, which probably get up there because when I looked at the actual difference between for all fees and everything like that, it went from BYU is $36,000 and the university is $22,000. Also, one thing to consider when going to BYU is it is an LDS school, and you have to be a member of good standing in the LDS church to attend there. Now, what that means is you have to be paid 10% of your salary. So if you made $30,000 a year, that's $3,000 extra on top of all your tuition and housing. So putting this all together, looking at the sports, the different programs, and the tuition, the University of Utah is just a better choice of school. Thank you.